What's good, Buffs fans? We got our guy David Talks Buff. Follow him on YouTube. David Talks Buff, as well as David Talks. Is it Broncos or David Talks Broncos? There we go. It's both mascots. What I thought. We got my guy coming in. We're gonna talk some Buff stuff and talk about what's going on with Colorado. So make sure to like, subscribe, bell notification on both channels here on Prime Time for College Football, as well as over there David Talks Buff. So David, talk to me, man. Let's start off with the ugly. Man, like it's starting off 1-2. Prime, of course, went into, there's video of him talking to the team and team meetings of, I think Dabo Sweeney started off 1-2 one year and they finished the year 10-2. Is there a chance for the Buffs to finish the year on a 9-game winning streak?
Oh my God, I hope so. Hey, if you're playing games, there's always a chance, right?
Fair.
But yeah, I'm not one for a lot of like moral victories or anything like that, but you would probably want to come out of this game with Houston with a little bit more moral victories to kind of feel that way. Again, it's still early, so I'm not going to completely count us out, but I say right now, overall, I'm just disappointed, I think, right now with the lack of physicality, the lack of identity that this offense has. And really the biggest disappointment, though, I know we'll talk mainly about the offense, but man, this defense, I thought they were going to be stronger under Coach Swayze. I thought that they were going to be faster with some of the transfers and recruits that they brought in. And right now, sadly, we allowed Connor Wigman to have like the best game of his career since like 2022 or 2023. Like, it was rough. He looked like Lamar Jackson out there against some of our linebackers, which was really difficult. The defense, I thought, is what would bring us to contention in the Big 12. And right now, they can't stop a nosebleed.
Can't stop a runny nose, can't stop anything. And that's actually was the thing for me too, is I expected this defense to be the thing that carried the Buffs. But right now the defense does not look good. It cannot stop a run whatsoever. And that is not something I would have ever expected from a Robert Livingston defense. Because last year it was so good. Yes. Top 40 in just about every statistical category you could imagine that matters. And yeah, it is really, really, like it's been brutal. The run defense. I mean, what can you attribute it to? Is the linebacker play just that bad? Is it the interior? What are you seeing?
Want to give a quick shout out to the flagship sponsor of David Talks Buffs and David Talks Broncos YouTube channel, and that is Profit X, America's #1 sports prediction market. This is peer-to-peer sports prediction where players play against each other, like you and me, instead of a sports book versus the house. You almost always get the best odds on any play that you're looking to make. They operate in over 40 states, including Texas, where I reside. So use the promo code Dave and claim up to $200 in profit cash for all plays in the first 30 days of playing on the site. Terms and conditions apply. Go ahead, click the link in the description, sign up using my promo code Dave on Profit X, and join me on America's #1 sports prediction market. It's tough, man, because I felt like we got much better play last year from our linebackers compared to 23 because our defensive line was that stout. Of course, Chidozie Nwankwo was really important for the defense, but
yeah, he really was.
He did miss some games. Like, he did miss some games last year, and so you've had a lot of returners. I think this team has 37, 38 seniors. A lot of those guys are on defense. A lot of returning guys on that defensive line and in the edge groups. So, to me, I'm wondering if losing Damian Lewis, with him going back to his alma mater at Miami, if that was a subtraction or a loss of the staff that was really overlooked, because some of the guys that I was most excited about seeing play like their final year, such as Amari McNeil, like Anquin Barnes, we just have not seen our older players, our upperclassmen, really step up and take that next step in their game that I think we were all expecting.
Yeah, I know. And so Prime's talking about, of course, coming up this weekend is family weekend, so it's going to be packed. A lot of people are going to be in town, and they're playing Wyoming, which Wyoming right now, Um, I don't know if people want to hear this, but they've got a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually playing really good defense right now. How do you feel about the Buffs? Like, we'll dive into position by position, but how do you feel about the Buffs being able to even match up with Wyoming right now?
Right now, we need to find an identity that is
That's
not
true.
trying to play Shador ball without Shador, and I feel like that's really what we've tried to do. We need to get more creative on first down. I was just having a discussion with my friend Rawhide on his stream about how they ran a lot on first down and they got minimal gain, and we were
Yeah.
really fighting a lot from second and long last game. Well, we got to be more creative. I have called every week right now for a new play caller, but I think we're going to be getting Pat Shurmur. Something needs to change though with having more motion, more creativity on this offense. You got Simeon Price averaging 10 yards a carry last game, got 5 carries. And I feel like I'm saying the same stuff every week, but it would be great if we could establish the run and take some pressure off of our quarterback. I don't know who's going to start on Saturday, but it would be great for them not to have the full weight of the offense on their shoulders to carry the offense. Like, let's really emphasize these running backs and have a balanced attack.
Yeah, let's focus here on the run game. You're 100% right. I think that's the one thing that has bothered me about the team so far this year is that the running backs seem to have done what you would like. Like, the whenever you give them the ball, like, statistically, they're playing good football. Now, granted, I guess the big question you can ask yourself is, if you give them the ball more, do their numbers drop? It's a good question. Like, Simeon Price out here, 19 carries, 135. He's got 7 yards per carry. Yes. Like, David, like, should this team push more to run the ball? Because I'm still going to say it. This is the one thing that has jumped out to me the most in this situation, in this entire season, is I expect Colorado to, and what I want is, put the ball in Kaidon Salter's hands and have that man get some design runs where he looks like he's going to pass and then he scrambles out and gets the yards. He was a dual threat at Liberty. Why isn't he being used for that right now?
That's the big question, I feel like, because Pat Shurmur has had Kaidon Salter in his room since January. This is a guy they targeted specifically to take over for Shador. And why I was so critical of, even after the first game, saying Pat Shurmur's got to go, is because you've had 9 months and it just looked like you plugged him in to the Shador offense and said, be Shador. Like, we should be playing more running style football. We should be having, this is what I was expecting, Jay, was to have more of a Liberty style Kaidon Salter centered offense where you're integrating triple option, speed option, RPO. You're doing things that he's comfortable with. And, like, if we can call a game like that, I definitely want to see Kaidon Salter play. The problem is that our coaching staff so far has shown themselves to be incapable of scheming towards the strengths of their players. And I think that's why you saw that 3 quarterback competition all of a sudden spring up against Delaware. And hey, I understand it. Like, go with Ryan Staub because Pat Shurmur feels like he can actually call the right offense for that type of quarterback. There's more chemistry, but I think that we just saw against Houston that there just isn't the upside that you'd be hoping for with him at quarterback. So I really don't know where we go from here, because I don't think doing the same thing that we've done the first 3 games are going to lead to wins on offense. But I also, this staff has not shown that they can scheme correctly towards the strength of their players.
That's the crazy part. Even at to this point, speaking of offense, and you talking about the Shador offense that it appears that Colorado is running, and I see a lot of resemblance with that. But the one thing that this offense has that Shador didn't have a lot of is time. I dropped a video earlier this morning of the PFF grades for this offensive line, and they've been highly graded so far this year. Like, the pass protection is immaculate. The run has not been that great, but you still have put up 300 yards in rushing.
Yes.
Like 372 yards. So the big question is, what more do you need to do to keep that going? Like, do you need to get the ball to Michael Welch more? I mean, you're averaging roughly 4 yards per carry. Do you need to get Kaidon Salter more involved in that? Because, like you said, I guess for me is, I'm wondering, is Pat Shurmur discouraging Kaidon Salter from throwing the ball? I think that's where my biggest question comes in.